Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Brew Review Crew. We are here with a very special friend of the show. This is Andrew Lewandowski from the Better Beer Authority, which...
Oh, do you hear that jingle?
Better Beer Authority, better beer.
It's the best. It's the best jingle on all of YouTube. I hate to tell you.
It really is.
All the props go to James Knott for that one.
Oh, really?
It really does.
It far surpasses our glug, 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 glug. I mean, the Better Beer Authority, better beer is way better. We got a beer expert hailing from Toledo, but living currently in West Virginia.
Yep.
And he's up here, and he is bringing the BBA blind taste tech experience to the BRC. So here we are in Black Cloister in Toledo, Ohio, our favorite brewery in Toledo.
Yeah, and I'm terrified because if you watch or if you listen to our podcast, you know that Ron likes to do, guess that beer.
Guess that beer, of course.
And he usually gives me at least some sort of clue as to what it is. The only clue I got with this one is it was a cork.
It's cork.
It's
yes.
cork.
Now, I did give you a clue while you were stepped away
It's
for
true.
a moment because we were talking about beer trades because I did tell him that this was something I received in a beer trade.
Okay.
That really, I mean, it's a clue, but that really doesn't help out. That just basically leaves it open for a beer from the entire country.
Right, so it could be literally
49
anywhere.
other states.
That's good.
Exactly.
Good. Well, I'm glad
It's
you
likely-
narrowed it down for us.
It's likely not a beer that you will find in West Virginia.
All right. Well, what we're working on right now is just the appearance and
I mean, it's like a murky brown.
Yeah,
Okay, so
caramel
if I were
apple
to,
color.
If I were to look at this, I think it's one of those like Eau de Bruins, like the brown sour ales, because it's like murky and it kind of has a little bit of a reddish hue, but it's definitely not filtered by any means. I mean,
No.
the aroma is literally bursting out of the
Yeah.
glass. Like I'm looking at the appearance, but I'm really focusing on the aroma because it's just so strong. So I'm ready to dive in for the aroma.
yeah.
Let's do it. I've been sniffing it for the whole time.
I know,
I've been
it's-
enjoying
it's
it too.
tough.
Ooh.
I mean, there's so much like chocolate, but like molasses.
Yeah,
So much
molasses.
molasses going on in there. It is like burnt sugar, dark sugar, caramel.
Lots of caramel.
Compacted in there, though.
Lots of
Yes.
caramel. Oh boy. If you just allowed a bag of Werther's to just sit in a big old tank of alcohol, that's what I'm getting here. Just boozy caramel sweetness.
Now, does that lend you to believe that this is something that's naturally done by this, or do you think this might be something that was done during the fermentation process?
This seems like it's probably, I'm guessing based off this alone, that it's some type of Scotch ale, maybe a wee heavy.
Okay.
And that would probably come from the grains.
Oh
I could
gosh.
also see this because of the color and because of the murkiness and everything being some sort of barrel aged, whether it's oak aged or, I can't smell bourbon, so I won't say bourbon, but
Okay, it is a barrel aged, but it's not a bourbon at all.
Okay.
But there is a
look at
barrel
that.
aged.
Look at you.
There's
You're
barrel-aged
cracking
action.
the code.
Like I said, you feel more confident when you do it blindly like this, and you actually nail it. You're like, damn, I actually know myself.
yeah, I know.
I'm not bad. I got it.
The only thing I can say besides what we've already said is maybe a little cherry. Have you said cherry yet?
I have not, but I
'Cause
agree.
definitely get some cherry, but besides that, like, I'm salivating over
Dark
here.
fruit, big time.
Dark
like
fruit,
heavy
yeah.
plum, raisiny kind of
Yeah.
sweet, and that's where that sweetness you're getting. That
Yeah.
heavy sugar,
Yeah.
dark
It's
fruit
like
kind of.
bread pudding almost.
Super boozy. Wow. All right. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm super ready. Let's do
Let's
this.
do it, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for bringing this.
You're welcome.
It tastes like apple cider to me. Like, if
Really?
if I go to the apple orchard, I'm getting like an apple cidery.
I guess maybe a little
I don't know,
bit,
that's what
but
I'm pulling out. Some
for
kind
me-
of like
for me-
fruity sweetness.
for me, it tastes just like it reminds me a lot of Backwoods Bastard because it's like that Scotch ale with a little bit of the oakiness to it. It's smooth, even though I can taste there's some booze to it too.
I will ask you guys. Can
Okay.
you kind of guess a range of ABV on this?
I'll say between 8 and 10. Let's go with a 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I was going to bump my range from like high 9s to 12. I'll go 11.
Okay.
You know, and I could see that too. It burns a little bit like after you've let it sit, but
It's
on the
warm.
tongue, it's
It's-
not.
it's warm down here.
It's definitely
Yes.
not one that evaporates like you taking a shot of whiskey or anything.
is that you're both way off
Well,
on
I
the
am-
ABV?
Oh,
Okay.
really? Is it way
Yes.
higher?
15.2.
Oh,
God.
all right.
Okay, well, there's
But-
there's
but
that
okay.
heat
for,
then.
for something that's
But
like
it's
when I
smooth.
when I
It's
look when I
smooth.
look and saw there was 15.2, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, no, it like you get your beer's that high in ABV and it's hot. This
Yeah.
isn't hot.
No, it's not hot at
warm. It's warm like you would get with a boozy type of beer, but it's not like taking a shot of whiskey like you
Right.
said.
This reminds me more of like an English style barley wine. Less of a Scotch ale because of how boozy it is and because of how kind of heavy it is, but more of those barley wine-esque flavors, so that's my stylistic guess. Which beer it is, I have no idea.
Because something like this, trust me, I could give this to anybody over a BBA, and I can tell you, if I were to guess on this, if I were to not know what's under the bag, I would have said probably like that big, heavy, like English style type of barley wine as well. Because to me, that's very, very reminiscent of some of those types of beer. So we'll reveal it in a second, but I mean, what would you guys give this as far as a rating on?
I mean, a rating, because it's 15% and so smooth, and I love this like caramel goodness that's going on, I'm going to go, I would say like a 97 at least. I mean, this is a really solid, good beer. This thing's delicious.
I'm going to go like a 94, 95. Okay. I really, really like this. And for this to be totally a style that I would never go to the store and probably purchase myself, because I don't typically think I like this style, but I really need to investigate this whole wing of beer. Because I get so hung up on the IPAs and all those other types of beers. I love those, but I sort of have turned my back on these, and they're so good.
So you know of a little beer called Old Rasputin?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we are having North Coast Old Stock 2011.
Oh, okay.
But this is also their Cellar Reserve, aged on brandy barrels.
Okay.
I think for me, it's definitely at its peak. I've talked to a lot of people who have had this like fresh, and they said 4 or 5 years is a good amount of time for letting this sit.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so good.
This is one of those beers that you could definitely just sip on with some friends, enjoy for a while, really just kind of pick out the complexities in it. It's really, really good. Check out the Better Beer Authority on YouTube. Yeah. They're a fantastic channel.
Yeah, and if you like this blind style review, they do those a lot, which is just a lot of fun. And it puts you really to the test. And as you can tell, we're a little off, but I wouldn't say by a terrible mark.
Well, see, we like doing the challenge challenge of the blind review because it doesn't. It leaves you wondering. You don't get jaded by I could put a heady topper in front of you, but if you don't know what it is, you don't get jaded by the hype.
Yep.
So you don't believe the hype.
Yeah. And there's no hype needed for this one. It was just that good. And until you guys can get your hands on this one, always remember,
we're the Brew Crew.
We'll review.
A brew for you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.